masterful. The shit that he did was amazing, and his strategy was amazing. And Wilder kind of looks awkward at times, but if he hits you once, you're fucked.
Yep.
Even if you're one of the greatest boxers of all time. For a guy that big, he moves so well. His jab's incredible.
Listen, Chisora's not easy. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough man. He's not an easy guy to beat. Obviously, I wasn't impressed with Wilder, but I was more impressed than I thought. If that makes sense.
I probably was on similar to the judges, like relatively close, but I probably did have a Wilder in for a round or so, something like that. Maybe just off a little bit of the cleaner work. So yeah, look, I would have loved for Derek to go out on a win and go off kind of with his moment in his time and what I would call kind of his arena as well. But it wasn't to be.
Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on the clash between Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora. He expressed excitement about seeing both athletes return to the ring and highlighted Wilder's exceptional technique and formidable punching power.
In this fight, you see how tough he is, how much pain and how much punishment he endured, and still was dangerous on a few occasions. But when he went out, man, he went out bad.
At the same time, Mike Kopinger shared on Twitter, calling it a messy but thrilling heavyweight battle, noting it was entertaining despite its flaws. Deontay Wilder secured a split decision victory, landing 2 knockdowns against Derek Chisora, which revitalizes his career and could lead to another significant payday for the seasoned fighter. Joe Rogan also weighed in, highlighting that Wilder remained a serious threat regardless of his opponent's tactics, demonstrating impressive speed and reinforcing his status as one of the top heavyweights.
On him, make him work, and just drag him deeper and deeper and deeper into these horrible waters filled with crocodiles.
Yeah.
And that's what he did, and almost got knocked out doing it.
Yeah.
That's how dangerous Wilder is.
Derek Chisora, on his part, disagreed with the judges' scoring, pointing out that the ring ropes were too slack and that every slip seemed to be counted against him.
No, I didn't agree with that. You know, the ropes were very loose. I went on the ropes, he fell into me, pushed me, the ref said break, and as it broke, I went through the ropes, they started counting. The second time, they took a point, and then still counted me out, but I don't understand why. Listen, it is what it is.
Derek, do you think that you should have won the fight?
Yeah. The last round, I won the last round. I don't understand. I don't know how you guys scored it. Brother, you score fights a lot. Tell me.
Carl Frampton acknowledged Chisora's career and determination, while pointing out that Wilder appeared more focused, aggressive, and noticeably advanced, demonstrating growth even amid some messy exchanges.
I thought Deontay won, but it was hard to score because the rounds were so chaotic, really. I expected them, the scorecard to be all over the place, which it kind of were, but you know, I feel for Derek. It would have been an ideal way to go out, a big win against Wilder, but it doesn't always end in the fairy tale that you want it. He should be proud of himself and proud of the career that he had, because he is an icon, and whether you like it or not, of the last 20, maybe 15 or 20 years, he's one of the biggest icons in the heavyweight game, so credit to him and everything he done.
With Deontay, he wasn't the version of old Deontay Wilder, but did you see maybe an improvement?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, he wasn't as tentative when he was punching. He was trying to land the uppercut. He was being brave. He was being vicious in there too. So I liked what I seen from Deontay, but Derek's always going to give anybody a hard fight just with his morale and stay.
Joe Rogan noted that Deontay Wilder performed impressively, displaying excellent movement and leveraging his towering size and long reach consistently, showcasing his elite status as a heavyweight.
One of the greatest heavyweight boxers ever. 6'9", 277 pounds, and lightning fast. For a guy that big, he moves so well. His jab's incredible.
ESPN journalist Andreas Hale shared on Twitter that, despite any criticism of Deontay Wilder, he revived American heavyweight boxing when it seemed lifeless. He also remarked that, in his experience, fights that aren't technically perfect often turn out to be the most thrilling. Joe Rogan added that Wilder possesses a unique skill set and tremendous punching power, making him one of the most formidable heavyweights in the sport.
He's knowing how to box. Deontay Wilder didn't even take up boxing until he was 19. And Deontay Wilder won a bronze medal in the Olympic Games a year and a half after boxing. Wow. He's a special talent. Just insane power. But the difference in the level of understanding of where to be and where not to be, how to move, how to feint, and how to draw reactions and set traps, the difference is out of this world. But Deontay hit so hard, it almost didn't
Rico Verhoeven commented that Deontay Wilder consistently delivered the sharper and more impactful punches during the fight, earning him the victory over Derek Chisora in what turned out to be a fiercely contested heavyweight matchup.
It was a match. Went back and forth, back and forth. I didn't see everything, but for me, a couple of 8 counts were like, I didn't know about that, but yeah, like I said, it was entertaining to see.
We saw all sorts of fighters falling out of a ring, a point deduction.
Exactly.
It was chaotic.
It was chaotic. It went all ways, but I think the crowd was the winner tonight.
A split decision just for Deontay Wilder. If you had to score it, if you thought somebody had edged it.
I think it was close. I think maybe Wilder made them something like more cleaner shots, but I don't know, it just depends on what you look at.
Obviously, I know we spoke earlier, we mentioned potentially facing the winner of this. You've got business, like we said, with Usyk, but would you entertain that Wilder fight now that he's got
Yeah, of course. Let's do the Wilder fight. We can do the AJ fight. We just spoke with Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn expressed some disappointment, noting that the bout lacked excitement for the most part, with only a round or two making a real impression. He did, however, recognize that Chisora remains a challenging competitor for any fighter.
It's cold, but he's fighting, no problem.
Do you see enough from him tonight that maybe not the old version?
I thought he looked better. Listen, Chisora's not easy. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough man. He's not an easy guy to beat. Obviously, I wasn't impressed with Wilder, but I was more impressed than I thought. If that makes sense.
I know you're going to share it, but one more, obviously, just with Derek. You've promoted him, you've worked with him for a long time. The right time now for him to sail up into the sunset?
I think so, but it's a decision for Derek Chisora, nothing to do with me.
Eddie Hearn also stated that Wilder didn't merit the final rounds, pointing out that the referee applied the rules unevenly, ignoring Wilder's slip while penalizing Chisora for comparable moments.
It was a great fight, you know, listen, it was tough for Del. I thought the right man won. Close fight, but Del was amazing. I thought Wilder boxed well, to be fair. He was under a lot of pressure, took some good shots. I thought he started to get his confidence a little bit, because obviously his confidence has been lacking. And yeah, good fight.
Were you surprised at any of the cards?
Yeah, I didn't think Del Boy won it by 3 rounds. What was it, 115, 112? I thought he closed well. I thought he won the last round, but I didn't know that fight, that round when they both went down. Was it? Did they both score a knockdown? Because I didn't see the ref count when Wilder went down. So.
Yeah. Did you see Derek was pushed up by his corner, hoisted back up?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit mad. The whole thing was mad. The trainer come in the round. I mean, I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, listen, it was always going to be that kind of fight. Respect to both. Well done to Deontay.
Does Derek end there, do you think?
Stephen Espinoza highlighted on Twitter that Chisora's corner intervened to lift him off the ropes in the 8th round, an action that could have warranted disqualification. He criticized the corner's behavior, adding that the referee had lost control and overlooked several rule violations by Chisora's team. Meanwhile, Dan Conabayo described Wilder's victory over Derek Chisora as one of the messiest and most chaotic heavyweight contests possible. A fight full of wild exchanges, lacking technical precision, yet remaining exciting and unpredictable from start to finish.
Deontay Wilder defeats Derek Chisora in one of the drunkest, sloppiest fights you'll ever see. Both guys hit the canvas, both guys flew out of the ring. Referee was horrendous. Chisora landed these overhand rights, Wilder landed some chopping right hands. It was everything that it was hyped up to be. An absolute slop fest of epic proportions. Wilder went down one round and he slipped and they called it a knockdown. Chisora went down a few times, flew out of the ring multiple times. They were wrestling each other. A member of Chisora's team ran into the ring at one point. I don't want to see either of these guys fight again. But Wilder probably will. Wilder can't beat anyone in the top 20 right now. That was sloppy. I know you like.
Fabio Wardley shared his reaction to the Wilder versus Chisora bout, describing it as a wild yet entertaining showdown. He highlighted the fight's twists and turns, with knockdowns on both sides and points deducted along the way, capturing the intensity fans look for. Wardley scored the match closely, giving a slight edge to Wilder for landing the cleaner shots, while also recognizing Chisora's displays of toughness and determination. He expressed hope that Chisora could retire on a win, but admitted that tonight wasn't the night for that outcome.
Yeah, look, it was everything he thought it was going to be. Entertaining, had its ebbs and flows, had its ups and downs, it had its moments. It did have all of those pieces. So yeah, look, it was a good little scrap.
How did you actually see it? Because it was chaotic throughout. There's knockdowns, there's both and forth out the ring, the point deductions. How did you score it?
Yeah, that was really how I had it, chaotic. I had it relatively close. I probably was on similar to the judges, like relatively close, but I probably did have a Wilder in for a round or so, something like that.
Wardley also noted that Chisora showed noticeable improvement compared to his past bouts. Despite previous losses and doubts about his endurance, he demonstrated energy and toughness, proving he can still compete at a high level. This grit reminded fans that fighters like Chisora are capable of delivering action and excitement, even in the later stages of their careers. When asked about a potential matchup between Chisora and Deontay Wilder, Fabio welcomed the idea, pointing out that such a fight would be highly entertaining. He highlighted Wilder's strength and aggressive style, making him a formidable challenge, while noting that fans would be thrilled to watch both fighters clash again, showcasing the unpredictability and excitement that make boxing so captivating.
It wasn't to be.
Obviously with Deontay, not necessarily the version of 5-6 years ago, but did you see improvements from that Zangan Parker defeat?
Yeah, we did, actually. We did, and unexpectedly in a sense as well, because we thought off them defeats, and then off his most recent win, still didn't look fantastic in that either, so it kind of raised some questions and question marks whether he kind of still had the, I don't necessarily mean love for it, but just had the energy for it, had it in the tank, but he proved he did, so yeah, look, maybe there's some more to come.
Carl Frampton commented on the fight's chaotic moments, emphasizing Wilder's impressive combination of power and speed. He also pointed out Wilder's post-fight encounter with Anthony Joshua, hinting at mutual respect and the possibility of a future matchup. Frampton agreed that a Wilder versus Joshua bout could be compelling, but stressed the importance of timing, noting that Joshua would need sufficient recovery after his recent fight and might benefit from a warm-up match to gauge his readiness. As for Chisora, Frampton expressed hope that he considers retirement, citing his age, family commitments, and other life priorities, encouraging a decision that allows him to leave the ring with dignity and pride.
But I like what I see from Deontay.
Deontay left the ring and he bumped into AJ. He said to AJ, "Let's go." Is there an interest on that?
That fight makes sense to me. Like if people are asking who does AJ fight next, so who does Wilder fight next? The AJ fight makes sense, and I think it's AJ. I mean, we've got to remember what just happened to AJ, you know what I mean? So let the guy recover properly, maybe have a little fight back to just see what it's like, and then Wilder after that, I think sounds good.
Final one, Carl, with Derek, do you think that's it now? Do you think that's
Should be. I hope it is. He's more important things in boxing, and he's got a young family, so I hope that it's a sensible thing to do. Walk away and be proud of everything you've done.
Teddy Atlas remarked that both fighters are at a point in their careers where retirement deserves serious consideration, as age seemed to affect their performance, and neither appeared at peak form during the chaotic bout. He also addressed the referee's decisions, noting that some calls and counts were inconsistent, which added to the fight's controversy. Despite this, Atlas praised Deontay Wilder for his speed, emphasizing that his quick hands and explosive shots remain a serious threat. He highlighted that Wilder's straight right and agile movement were crucial in helping him narrowly secure the win amid the disorderly action.
And results that it used to have. Now, is Chisora's chin that good? Here's my thing. He's 42. He's got great heart. He's got a great chin. But he has been knocked out before. Sure. If this guy is that thunderbolt guy that we thought he was, and that he used to be, and that he was acclaimed to be, those right hands should have probably had more effect. So I am at a little bit of a loss to explain that the one thing in diminished fighters, older fighters, that usually stays, has not quite stayed the level that it usually does in this case. And again, case in point, that's part of why I played the over. I had recognized, I watched film. I watched 5 hours of film to do these things. And when I'm watching the film, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, wait a minute, that power is not what it used to be.
The boxing community responded to the Wilder versus Chisora fight with both admiration and caution. Many pointed out that Wilder no longer possessed the same lethal precision or devastating right-hand power that once made him so formidable. His speed, accuracy, and overall punch impact appeared reduced, leaving him as a more straightforward fighter compared to his prime. Meanwhile, Chisora, though not technically exceptional, continued to pose a threat with sufficient skill and aggression to remain a notable presence among the heavyweight contenders.
2 years younger, less miles on the odometer. Both guys should probably retire.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said it earlier, but there isn't the same snap or power anymore. I've seen some of the comments. Joe Polk just said the same thing. No snap no more on that right hand. But you nailed this one. You said you're not laying 2-1 on Chisora at this stage in his career.
No, even though I liked him, I just like him. But I don't mean to win or lose.
And most people thought this fight was not going to go too many rounds. There would be a knockout one way or the other. You favored the over. We gave out the over. You nailed this one. And we'll move it on to next week's over at the Ropes, guys. We got 3 picks coming for next week.
Yeah, we do. We got some stuff to handicap.
From the very first round, Wilder made several noticeable errors, lowering his height and widening his stance, which allowed Chisora to press forward aggressively. Chisora focused on body shots early, forcing Wilder into awkward clinches and unusual defensive moves. The bout quickly became chaotic, with both fighters repeatedly pressed against the ropes, almost resembling a Royal Rumble-style scramble. Fans described the match as wild, messy, and unpredictable, a thrilling spectacle that, while lacking technical polish, kept everyone on edge throughout every round.
Wilder probably won't have that same killer instinct, because we haven't seen it in a while now. He probably won't have that same killer instinct, and he hasn't appeared to have the same level of force and power in that right hand. So the things that made Wilder good, it certainly wasn't technical ability, far from it. It was punching power and speed and accuracy, all of which he doesn't really show anymore. So now you've got a fairly basic fighter in front of you. And yeah, Chisora is not exactly Pernell Whitaker and Floyd Mayweather, you know, he's not Alexander Usyk, you know, technically or anything like that, but he has enough about him that he's still relevant, so to speak, certainly in the upper echelons of the heavyweight division. So I was like, right, he'll probably win this fight, but he weighed in 266. It was heavy. He looked fleshy. But again, I still thought this would be enough. But from early on, Wilder was making mistakes. I mean, it wasn't new. He always makes mistakes in there. But he was giving up a bit of his height.
Deontay Wilder proved once more that he's willing to go all out, delivering the energy and determination that boxing fans live for. One reason the UK crowd admires him so much. Both Wilder and Derek Chisora gave their all in the ring, with every punch and exchange showing complete commitment, keeping the audience fully engaged. Wilder's display reinforced why he continues to be one of the most exciting and dynamic fighters in the heavyweight division.
Draw, I wouldn't even be mad, but I did have Deontay Wilder winning the fight. I don't know if that killer instinct was going to reappear, because I believe the killer instinct has left Deontay Wilder, but that Deontay Wilder, the Stavern Deontay Wilder, the Deontay Wilder of old, it is back, and it's going to make the heavyweight division even more interesting. I don't give a damn what anybody say. I don't care if you hate Deontay Wilder because the excuses that he had, because of the race baiting, because whatever. At the end of the day, if you a fight fan, you value Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's going to punch. Deontay Wilder going to show power. Deontay Wilder going to brawl. Deontay Wilder going to go to war. And that's what we need in the sport of boxing. And that's the reason why the UK, shout out to one of the best fans out there, the UK loves about Derek Chisora, because there's one thing about both of these guys. They do not rob us from effort. They do not rob us from effort. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a fight that I would like to see a rematch.
Chisora delivered a performance that felt like a full-scale battle, Despite expectations that this might be his final fight, his grit and determination suggest it's hard to see him stepping away. He still carries the mindset of a competitor unwilling to back down, which keeps many fans hoping he continues. At 42, with family and the option to retire safely, his relentless approach to the sport keeps boxing enthusiasts coming back for more. Meanwhile, Wilder's next obvious opponent appears to be Anthony Joshua, especially after AJ was seen in the front row, making the matchup feel natural and exciting for fans. Wilder consistently proves he belongs in the spotlight, providing thrilling battles that keep audiences on the edge of their seats.
Understand why Derek Chisora, that was supposed to be his last fight, said, I have to talk to my wife about it. We'll see we'll see. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, and I said this on my Twitter feed. If you follow me on Twitter, X formerly known as Twitter, you already know it's Punch Run Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. I said the most mind-effery decision in boxing is draws, split decision victories. You know why? Because it doesn't make you feel like you lost. So maybe Derek Chisora just can't go and just retire thinking that he still got it. Thinking that, I had that fight. No, I can't, nah. See, with a guy like Derek Chisora, like a guy like Manny Pacquiao, guys like that type of mentality, war mentality, you gotta knock him out into retirement. I don't think Derek Chisora is gonna retire. I don't want him to retire.
And that wraps up today's video.